The Legend of Zelda is one of Nintendo's most popular video game series. The first game being released in Japan on February 21st, 1986, the games now have sold over 160 million copies. However, even with all its popularity, there is a unanimous complaint amongst its fans. Zelda always seems to be the damsel in distress. Whether it's the original game, The Legend of Zelda, or something as recent as Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, she always seems to be captured by someone. While this is very often the case, there are many times where Zelda isn't as fragile as everyone claims her to be. So without further ado, here are 5 games where Zelda isn't completely a damsel in distress. Number 1. Breath of the Wild. It might seem that she was rescued by Link in this game. She's stuck in Hyrule Castle, barely keeping Calamity Ganon at bay for 100 years, waiting for him to come and help. Also, if you find the picture of Memory 7, you'll see Link rescue Zelda from the Yiga clan. But despite all that, Zelda is still very strong and capable of handling herself. Ever since she was a child, Zelda had to try and unlock her magical power in order to stop Calamity Ganon from destroying Hyrule. If you read the Diary of the King, also Zelda's father, you learn that he pushes her very hard ever since her mother died. The poor girl isn't even allowed to study the Sheikah ancient technology freely, her father is so strict. He feels terrible that there is such an enormous weight on Zelda, but knows that it is the only way for Calamity Ganon to be destroyed. Not only that, but the way she unlocks her power is by saving Link. They are surrounded by the mechanical guardians Hyrule itself has created when Link falls from exhaustion, and it is Zelda who protects them right before they get blown up. She's also the one that discovers the Shrine of Resurrection, which either brought Link back to life, or at the very least healed his wounds. Number 2. Wind Waker. For most of the game, Zelda doesn't even appear to be in it. The main girl that needs to be rescued is Link's little sister, Aryll, who is being imprisoned in the Forsaken Fortress. The only other main female role is Tetra, a pirate captain. She helps Link many times, first by being his transportation, then by giving him a head start to reach the Windfish back on Outset Island. She also saves Link the first time he tries to fight Ganondorf. Just acquiring the Master Sword, Link doesn't realize that its power to repel evil has faded. This results in Link nearly being killed by Ganondorf if it weren't for Tetra's momentary distraction. Just after this, it is revealed that Tetra is Zelda, and she accompanies Link for pretty much the rest of the game. She even helps him defeat Ganondorf by firing light arrows at him, while Link engages in sword combat. Number 3. Ocarina of Time. In this game, Zelda is very much the reason Link succeeds in his quest. She initially has her own doubts about Ganondorf, and his possibility of taking the Triforce. She's also the one that tells Link to find the spiritual stones and claim the Triforce first, as well as give him the Ocarina of Time and teach him the Song of Time. When Link is unsuccessful and ends up being trapped in the Sacred Realm for 7 years, he resumes his quest to stop Ganondorf with the help of a mysterious stranger named Sheik. He is the one that helps Link obtain songs like the Prelude of Light, the Minuet of Forest, the Bolero of Fire, the Serenade of Water, the Requiem of Spirit, and the Nocturne of Shadowland. Additionally, he explains how the hero can travel back in time 7 years by placing the Master Sword back in the pedestal he found it in. Later, when Sheik reveals himself to be Princess Zelda in magical disguise, she is unfortunately captured by Ganondorf. However, when Link later frees her, she assists in sealing the villain in the Sacred Realm. Number 4. Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon. Though not an actual Nintendo video game, The Wand of Gamelon is a video game where you actually get to play as Princess Zelda. After the unfortunate capture of her father the king and the unknown whereabouts of Link, Zelda takes matters into her own hands and makes her way to the Shrine of Gamelon to obtain the wand needed to defeat Ganon. During this process, she kills countless evil henchmen, as well as after defeating Ganon, finds out that Link has been trapped in a mirror and frees him. Number 5. Zelda's Adventure. Like The Wand of Gamelon, Zelda's Adventure is a game not created by Nintendo, and consequently not considered canon in the Zelda franchise. However, once again you get to play as the princess herself. Ganon has kidnapped Link, as well as stolen the 7 celestial signs, plunging the kingdom of Ptolemaic, which, fun fact, is simply Camelot spelled backwards, into an age of darkness. Her quest is to receive the 7 celestial signs, which causes her to encounter many of Ganon's lackeys, as well as rescue Link. She is completely successful, and the kingdom of Ptolemaic is once more safe and prosperous. Now, just before I go, here are a few honorable mentions that I'd like to take note of. Number 1. Majora's Mask and Link's Awakening. These are two games where Zelda is not really present in any fashion. Both Termina and Koholint Island are otherworldly places that have nothing to do with Hyrule, Zelda, or Ganon. So technically, she is never a damsel in distress. Number 2. A Link Between Worlds. Though Zelda herself is not that helpful, her Lorule counterpart Hilda is the mastermind villain behind the entire game. I would consider that not a damsel in distress, wouldn't you? Number 3. Hyrule Warriors and Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. You don't play as Zelda a whole lot, but she tends to be fighting in this game. In Age of Calamity, she is even the person that seals away Calamity Ganon. Number 4. Smash Brothers. This is a bit of a stretch, but in any of the Smash Brothers games, you are able to play as Zelda, and she's a pretty good pick. Not the weakest character to choose from, but also not the strongest.